Hello, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Prices are too freaking high. Yes. Though I haven't even done a podcast lately. This is the longest I've ever done a podcast. So we're gonna catch up and talk about a couple of things. There are some stuff I did want to talk about. So we're gonna talk about price and congestion, the economy, and other things that is happening as well. So we're gonna be covering a lot, not a lot, but we'll cover about two or three things in this podcast, everybody. So yeah, so welcome in everybody. Thanks for coming and joining my podcast. My welcome to my premiere episode of the podcast, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining, everybody. Truly appreciate it so much. So I'm gonna throw in that intro and we'll get started on we're gonna get started on this episode. So stay tuned, folks. So welcome in everybody. Welcome to another episode of Prices Are Too High. So we're gonna be covering mainly, though there's some things I did want to talk about now. The first thing that we're going to talk about is price and congestion, especially after 1 month it's been in effect. So I'm going to give my thoughts and my opinion about price and congestion, in my opinion. And then I did want to talk a bit about the economy, how the economy has been since after COVID and everything. And let me tell you, this has been a rough start to the new year. And I'm going to talk about the new year as well. It's definitely been it hasn't been that bad this year, but it's really been a really rough start to the new year. I'm going to just say, like, a lot of stuff has gone up already. So, and then, another thing I could talk about is definitely the price of eggs, the bird flu situation. So I haven't read too much about it, but I will try to learn more as well. So yeah, let's get right into the episode. Welcome into another episode of Prices Are Too High. So this episode is gonna be um, the economy, price and congestion, and the price of eggs. What has changed? So we'll call that as well. So yeah, first of all, I'm gonna talk about. Let me zoom out here. All right. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is I want to talk about price and congestion. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real flat out honest. You guys can disagree with me in the chat or in the comments, but in my opinion, though, let me just say this about the price of congestion. In my opinion, um, I haven't really seen a whole lot of change in price and congestion, in my opinion. I haven't seen that much change in it, but according to the MTA, quote unquote, um, traffic is down, the roads are a lot faster, but I still see a lot of cars out on the road. I still see a lot of cars at times. So it's not really a big major change. I know it's going to take time, but it hasn't really been a big major change over the last month. A lot of people, you got a lot of taxis, Uber, Lyfts, other car services. Um, are still using the roads. They have, those type of people, they got to go out and make their money. So they have to go out and make their money. So they have to go into the congestion zone because they have to go out and make their money. Now, if you're probably like a MTA, unless you work for the MTA and you're a bus driver, you probably won't get charged for going into the congestion zone. But it doesn't make sense for MTA to charge their own employees for going into the congestion zone because they have to go into the congestion zone. So, and certain bus routes don't even leave the congestion zone. It's just right in the congestion zone. But there are some bus routes that do leave the congestion zone. Like, for example, the M7, the M102, the M1, all the buses that I live by go right into the congestion zone. So it doesn't make sense right there for MTA to charge their own bus drivers to go into the congestion zone. I'm pretty sure they're not. So that's my main thing. And if you're driving the certain express bus like the BXM1, the Staten Island express buses do go right into the congestion zone. The Queens, Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure all express buses go right into the congestion zone, all of them, especially if you're driving the express buses. So, in my opinion, I haven't seen much of a difference yet. This is just in my opinion. I haven't seen much of a difference. Now, MTA claim that there's been a lot of changes as well. So, and then on top of it too, I've heard the president is against it. No surprising right there. No surprising right there at all. But okay, you know what? I totally forgot about this actually. I'm using my mic. And this is the mic that I was using in my very last live stream as well. So the little mic as well. But everything was like on one side. I can only hear all the noise and everything all on one side of the headphones. So I really don't like it at all. So I'm gonna have to get myself a real wireless mic so I can be able to um, improve my audio. So I'm really trying to do that so I can make my voice a little bit more better during my videos and live streams as well. So that's what I really wanted to. So that's what I'm really trying to do. But anyways, back to the price and congestion thing. I haven't seen much of a difference, to be honest. Only time will tell, but I'm still going to give it more time. So I'm not going to really, I don't think I'm going to do a full review yet on price and congestion because I really want to see how it's going to be during the summer. Maybe I'll do a full review on price and congestion at the end of the year. I kind of want to see how it's going to be during the holiday season this year. So I really want to see how that's going to be. Maybe around November, December, the very end of the year, the last month. Once where we go right into the very end of price and congestion. Hopefully we can see a difference right there. But yeah, so that's just my thoughts for now on price and congestion. I haven't seen much of a difference. So I know some people are trying to avoid paying that $9 toll if they have Easy Pass. Now, if you don't have Easy Pass, you'll be paying a good $13 and some change. And I'm going to just say this about price and congestion. The peak hours are freaking ridiculous. Like, honestly, why would you have peak hours for on the weekend from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.? Make that make sense. That doesn't make any sense. Who the hell is really driving on the weekends from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.? That's 12 hours straight. And if you look at it on Sundays, who's on the road on Sundays? Come on, man. It doesn't add up. People. Let me just say this, though. Motherfuckers are home on Sundays. Nobody's really going out, especially in this type of weather, this type of climate. Who the hell is going out? I mean, make that part make sense. And then another thing too, during the week, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., let me just say this though, rush hour is only twice a day for 3 hours. It is about 6 or 7 hours total, at least that day. But not straight. But rush hour is from I think from 6 to 10 p.m. And I believe from 4 p.m. to probably 6 or 7:30ish, right around there. But who's traveling on the roads like that in the middle of the day? I mean, make that part make sense because it just doesn't add up to me. It really don't because the peak hours are ridiculous. And then after 9 p.m., you got the overnight hours, 225 for overnight hours. I mean, I can understand the 225 makes sense. But come on, man. Really? I kind of don't understand that at all. So that's just my thing with price and congestion. I really think it's stupid and it's a ripoff. And then that's the thing, though. It's not going to be enough with the MTA. It's definitely not going to be enough. So in the summer, they do plan to raise the prices because, people are going to be out traveling a hell of a lot more. So they probably waiting until the summertime because no one ain't really traveling. So, except to go to work during the week. But in the summertime, people are going to be hanging out, staying out long. More people are going to be taking the trains by then. So that's my thing. So that obviously makes perfect sense. Obviously. So yeah, so perfect timing to go up on shit during the summer, obviously. But yeah, so that's just my thing. So we might be looking at a $3 fare in the summertime, and a lot of stuff is just going up this year. It's just we're looking at another price hijack already. It's just so crazy. The prices are already ridiculous, and we're only in February. We are only in freaking February of 2025. We're only 2 months into the new year. So, and then let's move on from the top. That's all I gotta say about price and congestion. So, and then emptying and any bull crap. Anyways, so another thing is let's talk about the bird flu. I will get to the economy at the end of this podcast right here. So let me just say this though. The bird flu, there's been a lot going on with the bird flu. I've heard that it's I don't know if I know it's affected some animals. I don't know if it's killed some birds. I haven't looked it up or anything like that. I haven't done my research on the bird flu. But as you all, guys all know, I've shown you videos of chickens, so I've worked with the chickens at work. So there's a thing though. We have to avoid letting them out because we just don't want nobody getting affected as well. I mean, they're healthy, so nothing bad has happened, but they're healthy. But they just have to stay in the coop because of the whole bird flu situation happening. And now, also, I've also heard they're going up on the eggs. So I was just looking at a video up on YouTube, and they were saying that people could be paying we could be paying a lot, not a lot more, but we could be paying more for our breakfast sandwich every single day. A bacon, egg, and cheese. Think about it, you guys. A bacon, egg, and cheese is like $7 or $8 now. Imagine if it goes up by like $3 or $4. That's $10 for a breakfast sandwich you could possibly be spending every single day. So, and then in the future, it could also be going up. This would possibly might go up to like $13, $14. That's a lot of money for a sandwich as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rewind to the price and congestion. They also said that they also trying to go up on the price and congestion in the future, because now it's like if you have an e-pass, they may be trying to raise that to like $15 just to come into the congestion zone in the future. That's what I also heard on the news as well. I forgot to mention that as well. But back to the whole egg situation. So I did see a video on Angie's channel. She was checking out the price of eggs. So far, Grace Papaya didn't go up. I didn't really see anything, but I'm gonna also do some research as well. I will do another episode as well with the bird flu and the egg pricing, and I'll definitely spend a good half hour on that conversation in the next podcast as well. So I'm trying to get some podcasts in for this month. I only got one for this month, January, so I want to go back to doing podcasts again. So, but yeah, the eggs have gone up. Is gone pretty crazy. So let me just say this though: if you do own a farm, be super careful. People who own urban farms that have chickens, like in my situation, like here's the thing though, I definitely have to be careful of when I'm working with chickens, because I could easily get infected by the bird flu. I haven't, thank God I haven't, but there's a possibility it could happen because it's still cold and flu season. So there's a lot of stuff going around, a lot of freaking stuff going around, um, with the bird flu happening. So, and plus, I also don't want to, at my job, we don't want to spread that on to people. We don't want to pass that on either. So that's just my thing. I definitely don't want to pass that on. So I have to be super careful. Now, I'm going to try to avoid letting people go inside the coop because for safety reasons. We don't know. I mean, they do look healthy, but they can get it at some point. They could just get it out of the blue, and then I can get infected or they can get infected. But I think the solution I'm gonna try to come up with is to maybe have a little hand sanitizer station in front before people come in. Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know how long this bird flu thing is gonna go on, but it's definitely have been. Sorry, guys, my nose is itching. It's definitely been a big. It's definitely been a big issue and a big situation regarding the bird flu. So all I can say is we just got to be careful because I know the other day my nose is like a bit stuffy. There's a lot of germs, there's a lot of bacteria going around. So it's a lot happening. So we really have to take precaution and be more healthy and yeah, try to be healthy as possibly as we can because we still got weeks of winter left to go. We still got a good month left to go before spring comes. So we just have to continue to bundle up. And this what thing was it? This afternoon I had some soup because it was daggone cold out today. It was so effing cold, and I want to make sure I have my right equipment on, making sure I'm gonna try to get more in the habit of drinking more warm stuff as well. Definitely water is the best way to hydrate in this cold weather, so you definitely want that as well. Especially in the summertime when it gets super hot, because that's when our bodies need water the most. Now, our bodies may not need it as much in the wintertime, but our bodies will definitely need it more in the summertime. So, I mean, I haven't seen any prices of eggs gone off because I don't really buy eggs like that. I don't necessarily buy eggs, but I should definitely do my homework and do some research. But I live like 2 minutes away from a grocery store, so I can go to my local grocery store and see how much the cost of eggs are. But I've heard they gone up. So eggs are like $12 now. I've heard they're like $12, $13 compared to other places besides New York City. Now New York City eggs are very, very, very expensive. And I'm gonna just say this though. I know eggs are gonna get pretty competitive because I seen. Well, I don't know about any. I haven't been to any pantries, but I'm pretty sure if any pantries are selling eggs, then it's gonna get super competitive with that. But it's like I think it's like $12, $13 a dozen. So ridiculous. Like eggs used to be affordable, but now they're not affordable anymore. So they damn sure not affordable. That's just my thing with the whole egg situation. So I mean everything a lot of stuff has gone up. I wouldn't be surprised if rent now I wouldn't be surprised if rent have gone up. I would not be surprised at all that if rent freaking gone up again. Like what else is new? My rent here has gone to around 900 now. It's just really expensive. Now my friend, I'm gonna just say this though, my friend, um, he just got his brand new place in Brooklyn. I'm super happy for him. I went down to Bensonhurst to go and pay him a visit at his new place, and his new place looks pretty good. It looks pretty freaking good, in my opinion. It definitely does look good. Um, had a good time there. I enjoyed myself. It was really nice, and I would definitely go back and pay him a second visit when I get the chance. But it was a nice little trip. Um, like he's all the way at the end of Brooklyn, so it was a nice little trip that I had took down there. So I spent a couple of hours there, so it was pretty fun as well. I think was it. I think he got a good deal off of it, So which is pretty nice. So that's another thing I really like about that as well. So he's not paying so much money. I'm not gonna say how much he's paying, but he's not paying as much for rent. So he's paying a good decent amount of money for rent just to go and live down there in Brooklyn. But he lives in a great neighborhood. But if you guys saw the replay of if you guys watched my live stream, I walked from downtown Brooklyn to Bensonhurst. I did a nice, good walking down there, and I saw there was a lot of Asian spots as well. So I think it's a Chinatown because I've seen a lot of Asian businesses, and it must be another Chinatown down there in Brooklyn. But I'm just curious, though. I will definitely do my research and later on. But I'm curious to know, though. I might do a video on Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. So just to get a feel, yeah, I might do a video of Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. So stay tuned for that, folks, because I will drop a video of Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. But yeah, but anyway, back to the whole egg situation. It's just ridiculous. I find it so ridiculous that you paying twice the amount of money for eggs. It's ridiculous. So, and then there's also been an egg shortage at a lot of places, a lot of stores. So they're gonna have to charge more for eggs. So a lot of delis, a lot of supermarkets, a lot of stores, any places or any restaurant that uses eggs, they probably gonna have to charge people more for eggs because there's an egg shortage problem, especially if you go to a diner. Now I've been to Metro Diner before, so I'll give that an example. I mean, they haven't gone up. I haven't seen that they gone up on eggs. I could also check the prices there as well, but there's also a possibility, for example, because of the whole bird flu situation. So there's definitely be a lot of shortage on eggs, in my opinion. So that's just the thing right there. Okay, guys, so I was reading something based upon the egg shortage, and this is the information that I found here. I turn on the light so you guys can see. Dang it, stupid gimbal. Hold on, folks. So this is what I found here. So it says in one of the major factors contributing to the current egg shortage is the outgoing COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has led to significant increase in demand for eggs as more and more people are cooking at home instead of eating out. So this is the information that I found here about the eggs. I know you guys can't see well, but I'm just reading it along, which will be even better. Well, actually, it is better. I'm glad I am doing reading it along. I'm glad I reading a bit about the egg shortage. I don't know if y'all can see there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there it is. So this is the information that it tells you right here. So let's see how much a dozen eggs cost here. So it says the average. Oh, hold on. All right, let me get it to focus. Come on. Sorry, guys, it's the gimbal. All right. The average price for a dozen eggs in the U.S. cities have reached $4.95 in January, eclipsing the previous record of $4.82 set 2 years earlier. And more than double the low of $2.04 was recorded in August 2023. The Agriculture Department predicts prices will soar another 20% this year. So we're definitely looking at another increase of eggs. Yeah, so based on what I hold on, so based upon what I showed you guys, so There was some definitely some information that I want you guys to see, to show you guys, and let you guys know about this whole crazy egg situation. So the prices for eggs has been ridiculous. Now, I also saw a video like one woman, she paid like $16 for a dozen eggs. $16. I'm like, that's crazy. And I've never heard anybody pay that much for eggs. But, but it basically is because of the bird flu. You know, it's because of the bird flu, and it's just nothing you can really do about it. So, honestly, it's like a pandemic all over again, pretty much. Right now, this her whole bird flu thing is almost like another pandemic all over again. So, and we all know the bird flu has been really out of control. So it's not much we can really do about it. And I was looking up some information about the bird flu, and when I was doing my Google search, I was like, because I had typed in, can it affect humans? Yes, it can definitely take a real serious effect on us. So it is our job and our duty to be very, very careful of when we're around animals. And plus, it could also affect other animals. I think there was a situation at a zoo or something. I don't know. I don't fully remember it, but you know. But back to the whole bacon, egg, and cheese situation. So there was this one store. I mean, they were saying they're gonna have to charge at least $9, around $8 or $9 for a bacon, egg, and cheese. So bacon, egg, and cheese is probably like $7 and some change. I mean, some places may be like $5, but imagine having to pay over almost $10. So, but I don't really buy bacon, egg, and cheese every single day. Because let me just say this though, I feel like $7 is expensive, in my opinion. $7 is already expensive enough. So, in some days, I don't even have an appetite for breakfast. So, I kind of like, why am I gonna go and get a bacon egg? Why am I gonna go and try and purchase breakfast every single day when I don't really have an appetite like that for breakfast? So that's just what I'm saying. Now, if I was like a kid or something, if I was still growing, then it'd be a different story. I used to be hungry at least 3 times a day, but I'm not hungry 3 times a day. Some days I'm not even hungry every once in a while. But that's it. But that's because I'm not a growing man no more. So them days of me growing are over. So of course my appetite has pretty much changed, and I think that's because that's what happens when we hit that age where we don't crave food like we used to. I mean, unless you're a woman and pregnant, then yeah, you're gonna be hungry, but that's because you're feeding an individual inside your stomach. So that's just my thing. Now, last but not least, let's get to let me see, rent, bills, and I think we'll close out this podcast. So overall, I would say like the price. To be honest, though, um, I know rent has really increased, but I haven't seen much of an increase. I don't wait. What am I saying? Well, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. But though, I think I'm going to talk about transportation as well. So I'm gonna definitely talk about transportation now. I'm gonna say this though, as I was saying earlier, there's gonna be another increase on the trains and buses for New York City here. So we could possibly be looking at $3 now. The PATH train. If you're in New Jersey and you commute between New York and New Jersey, um, we all know the PATH train has went up to $3. So there's a transit system called the PATH train. In case you're not familiar with it, it's a transit system that commutes people between New York and New Jersey. Now the PATH train has went up at least 25 cents. So we could be looking at to spending more money on public transportation come later this year. So and I'm just wondering too. I'm like, what else is there gonna go? What else is there's gonna be a increase in what rent, our electronics, our phone bill. I'm just curious, like, what else is there gonna be a freaking increase on? I'm just wondering what else is there. So that's just my thing. So I don't understand it, man. But I feel like this year is already up to is already off to a really hard start, in my opinion. So, and then us working class, especially with the same person that came back to the White House, it's not going to be easy at all for us working class. Like, we're going to have it pretty rough for the next 4 years. And the people that's going to have it easier is the rich. Just in my opinion. Like, I can't even go somewhere and try at least buy something without the prices going up every damn second of every damn minute. So that's just me, in my opinion, personally. Um, I think I'll end this podcast right here, everybody. But yeah, so I will try to do more podcasts in the future. So I'll definitely do more as well. There's this last thing I wanted to talk about, but I completely forgot about it. I'll have to just write it down, whatever it is I really want to talk about the very next time in the next podcast as well. But I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast of Prices Are Too High. I think it's good to sit down and have these kinds of conversations as well. But let me know what your thoughts about today's episode as well. On the bird flu, the prices of eggs going up, price of congestion, all that kinds of crap as well. So I don't know. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to talk about as well. I'm sorry. Now I remember the last thing I want to talk about as well. So I'm going to talk about one thing as well. So there's been several calls for the mayor of New York City to resign. So I'm gonna spend at least 5 minutes talking about it, and then I'll end the podcast as well. So there's been a call for the mayor of New York City to resign. I'm gonna be honest. He ain't been doing nothing. He has not been doing shit. He has not been doing a fucking thing for New York City. He ain't been doing nothing. What has he been doing for New York City? Because he's just sitting there living good while the rest of us are struggling. Now, I don't like to bring too much politics in here. I don't like to bring a lot of politics in here, but sometimes I'll talk about politics. But that's something I really wanted to mention on here for a little bit, because it's like, where is his help? Like, I feel like we're not really getting his help at all. Period. Rent, the economy, housing, all kinds of stuff. We're not getting any kind of help at all. Because where the hell is his help coming in at? Honestly. Just in my opinion. But I really feel like at this point he should just step down from his fucking position. Honestly, just step down, because I don't understand it at all. But we really have to we can't do anything about the presidential election, but talking to the people that live in New York City, guys, if you live in New York City or whatever city you're in, if you're not happy with your mayor, vote him out. That's all I can say. Vote these crooks out. Vote them out. Because I'm going to tell you, our mayor of New York City, he's a crook. He sucks as a mayor. He's done a shitty job. All he cares about is his fucking image. He does not care who suffers or gets hurt. And the part that bothers me is that he will help all these migrants and people that don't even completely speak English at all. He was helping them out, but what about us? Where's our help? The homeless. Like, most of us can't even afford to live in New York City. A lot of us can't afford it. So the only people that can afford to live in New York City is the doggone rich. That's all I can say. Because they have money. They can afford to spend $4,000 or $5,000 a month. But us working classes, we cannot afford that. We can't afford that. We don't have $3 million in the bank, or we don't have $5 million in the bank just to pay rent. It's just so ridiculous. Like, the cost of living in New York City it's ridiculous. It's so skyrocketing. It costs so much just to live here. It's ridiculous. Now, I know New York City is not the only place, but I mean, New York City is one of the most richest cities, one of the most richest cities in the world. So that's just my thing. But that's why a lot of people left New York, including during the pandemic. So that's the thing. And the economy is all messed up. Like, COVID really screwed up the economy. Honestly, it really did. So, but all said on that, I think I'm going to just close it right here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this half-hour podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate it so much. I will have another episode coming up before the month is out, so I will try to drop another episode next week. So I have to figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about. But once I do figure out what I'm going to talk about, then I will release it and I'll premiere it to you guys. But thank you for being here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Anyways, until next time, see you guys later. See you guys in the next episode of Prices Are Too High. Take care, folks. Take care and have a good day. And I'll see you guys in another episode. Bye, folks.